in answer to the question, what is apostasy? There are several submissions that we want to offer to you today. It is an act of refusing to continue, to obey, or to recognize a religious faith. Secondly, it's, well, not in any particular order, but it's an abandonment of a previous loyalty. It's a defection. When in the context of the church, apostasy is the total rejection of Christianity by a baptized person who have at one time professed the Christian faith publicly. Now they stand in the position of rejecting it. It is distinguished from heresy. This is apostasy. It is distinguished from heresy. Heresy is limited to the rejection of one or more Christian doctrine by one who maintains the overall adherence to Jesus. The word apostasy from the Greek, or in the Greek, is the word apostasia, which means rebellion, abandonment, and again, defection. It refers to the state of apostasy. What are we to learn from the definitions? First of all, the person who becomes guilty of apostasy is known as an apostate. To become an apostate, one must refuse to obey. In the context of, or the Christian context, apostasy is a rejection of Christianity. As an apostate, an individual who has abandoned his or her conviction that God and His Word has the right to determine who or how they live. So if as an individual who at one time professed Christianity and you now fall into the bracket of apostasy, what you are holding on to is the reality that God has no right and His Word has no bearing on how you live. In terms of my investigation, my mind was brought to the statement, all or nothing. While exploring the definition of apostasy, one can walk away with an all or nothing type of understanding. So it's almost as though once the word or the idea is defined, it becomes a picture of itself. So we don't see where the painting starts. We just see where it ends. But my mind is a bit intrigued. But what is not uncovered or covered up should be understood is that the means through which the all or nothing position is arrived at, in which a person turns from what they believe. Like, how do they get there? Also, what is not said but must be uncovered is that in a lot of cases it takes time that involves concessions and compromise for someone who believe to no longer stand in the position of belief. Now, there are those who are of the opinion once an individual is saved, they are always saved. I don't share that position. And it has nothing to do with the effectiveness of the work that God has done to redeem us and the work that He does to sustain us. But I believe in free will. I believe that every day, as the scripture says, you and I have a choice to work out our salvation with fear and trembling. So there is a power to keep, but one must yield to that power. Are you there with me? It is not automatic that we live out a holy life. It's a decision that we make to live holy. And once we do, we are imparted with strength and power from God to be able to continue.